this is our equipment here. So this is the Chattanooga is the manufacturer, and it is the Intellect Legend XT. And in order to turn it on, there is a switch in the back. And this is the same machine that we used, that I showed you high volt pulse current with. So turn that on. And remember, this is the one that has a setting for the contrast so that we can see it correctly. And so for interferential, what we're going to do is we're going to select electrotherapy. And the first one that comes up is interferential. And notice that the logo for interferential is the quadrupolar setup. I'm not sure if you can see it. Quadrupolar setup intersecting in the middle. Then we have from last week high volt pulse current, and there's the twin peak monophasic that is the characteristic of that waveform. And then right here we have pre-modulated, and this is pre-modulated interferential, and we covered that in lecture this morning, and that is for interferential delivery to smaller treatment areas, and the new beat is created within the circuitry and delivered right to channel 1. And that's what makes pre-modulated different. The beat frequency is created in the circuitry and delivered to the body, to the pads, whereas traditional interferential quadrupolar setup, the beat frequency is created within the body. So here we go. I'm hoping that you guys are getting a view of this. I'll try and hold it still so you don't get seasick. So we're going to set it up. We have a patient. We're going to set it up for a traditional setting for low back pain, which is a very common application. So I'm going to hit interferential. And what we want to do, the way that this is set up, it says waveform interferential. Carrier frequency is 4,000 hertz. And then the frequency is going to modulate between 80 and 150 hertz. And then the vector scan is off. And the treatment time is 20 minutes. Well, for this application, I want to use the vector scan on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit edit. And then it's going to, right here is where it says vector scan. And the vector scan I'm going to place on, that says manual. And that says automatic 40%, 100%. So I'm going to set it at 100%. That would be quadrupolar setup with automatic vector scan for treating the low back. And the carrier frequency is 4,000 hertz. The beat is going to be at 80 hertz. So it's already calculated within this. The low is going to be 80, the high is going to be 150 hertz. It's going to modulate through that. And with vector scan, that is going to create that the clover leaf rotating dynamic waveform in our patient. And again, the primary indication for this is pain management. So let me go ahead and set this up. And you know what, there's our patient. I think you can see that pretty good. All right. So as usual, if the site of pain is here, we're going to place one here, and I'm wiping the skin, one here, and one here for a quadrupolar setup. So this is going to be one channel, and this is going to be channel 2 and channel 2. All right, so let's look back at the equipment. So this lead is channel 1. So I'm going to take that lead and this is the important part of the setup. I'm going to take channel 1, I'm going to insert this lead here and this lead here diagonally. And we're going to twist that in. Channel 1. And then we're going to take channel 2 and we're going to place this here and here. So this is channel 2, this is channel 1. They intersect here over the site of pain. And remember, we're doing automatic vector scan. And let's look at our settings here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to turn this up. Now what you can see here is that it's set at 0 volts right now, but it's set up for channel 1. Here is our intensity. And I'm going to start to turn that up. And as you see, it's going to 0.9 volts, but both channel 1 and channel 2 are the same. So I'm going to start turning that up, and patient, you tell me when you can feel something.
Starting to feel some.
You let me know if it gets uncomfortable.
Go a little more.
So we're right on the border. I'm going to give them just a little bit more. So that's at 14 volts.
Go a little bit more.
A little bit more. It's at 15.
1 or 2 more.
So we're slowly taking it to his tolerance. And this is increasing at 0.5 volt increments. And this is where the readout is here. 20. How you doing? Feeling that?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what the patient looks like. You can see the muscle contraction. And now at this stage, what we're going to do is we're going to hit start. And there's the timer. This is a 20-minute treatment. And give me some feedback how that, how the lighting is. If I close this window, is that better or worse? It's
worse.
It's worse. So I should open the window up again?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, sorry. And so what you'll see is some different contractions, and because of the vector scan, it's kind of rotating around and moving this way. Now, for pain management, we could do this concurrently with an ice pack, for example. Or in other situations, you can use a hydroculator or heat if you thought that that was going to be more therapeutic. So that is the traditional setup for low back pain, interferential quadrupolar with vector scan. Any questions? All right. Okay, so.
Dr. Daharmas, I have a question.
Yes.
With the bipolar pack placement, I know you didn't demonstrate it, but I'm just wondering, are both electrodes, like how many positive and negative electrodes are there?
So, with quadrupolar setup, the polarity does not matter, because if you go back to the lecture in that slide with AC sinusoidal current, the current is going to go positive and negative. So that factor does not really come into play here. That's only significant with DC current, which is not this situation. But I will show pre-modulated setup in just a minute. So let's just say the 20 minutes are over, and the timer's going to go off, and what we're going to do is we're going to stop that treatment. And then I'm going to come in and twist these off here, and twist this off, and then I'm going to grab the plastic, and I'm going to peel those electrodes off by the corner. And then we're going to replace those into the plastic bag. Okay, so if we're going to go with pre-modulated, let's do the knee, or let's just say we'll do an ankle. So he's having ankle pain. So the first thing we're going to do is reset this. So we're going to go back, we're going to go to electrotherapy. And then I'm going to select pre-modulated. And this is going to set us up with a very similar frequency of 80 to 150 hertz, which was similar to the last treatment we did. Treatment time is 20 minutes. I'm going to edit that treatment time to, so this says 20 minutes, but I'm going to hit this toggle here, and we're going to take that down to, just for this example, we're just going to say 10 minutes. And we hit that, and this is going to be a continuous cycle, 80 beats to 150 beats, treatment time 10 minutes. Okay, so let's set this up on our patient. So with pre-modulated, we're going to use 2 pads, and I'm going to put one on the lateral ankle and one on the medial ankle. And I'm going to select channel 1. And we're going to deliver that here. Now what I did not do, which I should have, is I should have wiped his skin down before I put the electrode on. So don't hold that against me. All right, so here we go. This would be for ankle pain. We set the pre-modulated interferential, medial, and lateral. And then just like we did, we're going to turn up. We're going to turn up the unit. Let's see. There we go. So tell me when you start to feel it. And on here, it's just channel 1 setup. Tell me when you feel it.
Alright. Starting to feel it.
So he's at 16 volts. When we did his back, I think we got to 20 volts, so this is close. So we're going to get it to a tolerable level, and then we would hit start. And as you remember, pre-modulated is for treating, pre-modulated interferential is for treating smaller treatment areas, smaller areas on the body, and also that it is an oval, a static oval treatment area. Hope you're not getting airsick. So that's pre-modulated. Okay, and let me set up Russian Stim. So we're going to stop that treatment. So this is Russian Stim, and I'm going to use the biceps femoris muscle as a treatment. So where is my... Okay. So it's going to be a bipolar pad placement longitudinally on the muscle. I'm going to wipe here and here, and I'm going to place my electrode here and here. So this is Russian Stim now. And so what we're going to do is we'll come back up here to our unit. We're going to hit electrotherapy, and then we're going to look over here, and there's Russian Stim. Second switch down, Russian Stim, and we're just going to use one channel. We could use two, but just for simplicity's sake, we're going to just use this one channel. And what I need to do is I need to connect the leads, which I didn't do that yet. So I'm going to take channel 1, and it doesn't matter which lead you go into here because this is not a positive negative situation. All right, so now we have both leads connected, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to turn this up. All right, you tell me when you start to feel it. Now, the truth is that I'll be able to see when he starts to feel it because his muscles will start to twitch and contract. How you doing, patient? You feeling it?
Barely, yeah.
He's barely feeling it at 14 milliamps.
Feeling it.
Okay, he's just starting to feel it. Now we want to look for that muscle contraction. And hang in, here we go, we can start to see it. That's the muscle contraction right there. Alright, so that was at 40. So I just turned it down. So, was that painful?
Yeah.
So it was a little bit painful. That was up at 41 milliamps. So I'm going to turn it up. Tell me when. So,
That's good.
all right, and now I'm going to hit the start. So what's going to happen is that these are set for traditional settings, and it's going to be that 10 contract. It's going to contract for 10 seconds, and it's going to be off for 50 seconds. And the ramp time is 2 seconds. The ramp time means how long it takes to get to that maximum. All right, he's getting a little nervous. Stop moving your legs. So remember, this setting is the traditional setting for deinnervated muscle, and so there's a long waiting time between contractions. But it should be coming up here soon. Tell me when it starts. Here it comes. So it's up to 33 milliamps, and then it drops back down, and now it's off again. So you didn't really get to see that contraction as much. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna stop this, and I'm gonna change the settings now. So let's go back. I'm gonna go electrotherapy. We're gonna go to Russian Stim. I'm gonna edit this, and then it's gonna be cycle time. So what we'll do is we'll put the duty cycle, which is the time on and off, to 50%. And then the cycle time, we're going to alter that. The cycle time, we don't want it continuous, but that stands for 5 seconds on, 5 seconds off, 4 seconds on, 12 seconds off, 10 and 10. Let's do that, and the ramp is 2 seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn this up again. Tell me when you start to feel it. It was up around 30 milliamps before. So I'm up to 19,
Starting
20.
to feel it.
You okay?
Yeah,
A little more?
a little bit.
So we're up to 30, 31. We can see some visual twitching. I'm going to hit start. You feeling contraction?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's feeling the contraction. You could probably see the little fasciculations there. And now it's off. So now it's going to be on a 10-10 cycle. 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off. And this would be the time frame for more of an exercise parameter. Okay, so with your permission, I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. I want to see that contraction. There we go. So we can see that contracting even more so now. And now it's off. So that is Russian Stim, and you can do that on any part of the body. Let me turn this off now. And I just wanted to show you this other edit. So let's go back. Here is the electrotherapy, Russian Stim. We're going to edit. And this is where we can we can fine tune the channel. So this is channel mode. It's on single, or we can do reciprocal. That would be channel 1 and channel 2, and we could set them up on different muscle groups or on antagonistic muscles. And then what you have to do is you have to set the intensity for channel 1, and then you set the intensity for channel 2, then you hit start. And so then those muscles will work. So that would be on reciprocal, where one contracts then the other, or we can do co-contract. That would be where all 4 pads, both leads, both channels, bipolar pads would contract at the same time, and you're going to set the intensity of both channels at the same time. And we just do that through the intensity here. So that would be for setting up the quadriceps, or setting up the hamstring muscles, where we're setting up the individual muscles for greater contraction. Okay, so that's about it. Any questions? All right, well, that'll do it for this lab, and I'll try and make these available as soon as possible. And then remember that this is week 6. Week 8 is our second quiz that's going to be on ionophoresis, interferential, Russian Stim, and diathermy. Okay, we'll see you next week.